Peace, I be King Kasim God Allah. I'm from Now Rule, according to Supreme Alphabets, that's New Rochelle. I was 21 years old when I accepted the teachings, and that's because I had been groomed when I was young by a bunch of brothers. We had RBGs, Malcolm X grassroots movement, we had the Guards, we had the Nation of Islam, and a bunch of those brothers used to work together in my old neighborhood. And they brought us, a bunch of young people, I was about 16, they took us to St. Catherine's Church and basically had what they called a rap session. And they opened up all these different books, you know, World's Greatest Men of Color, Stolen Legacy, things of that nature. And I started reading different books. They gave me World's Greatest Men of Color and they built with us for about 3 hours. I walked out of that meeting looking down my nose at brothers and sisters, and one of my mans was like, yo, those are your people. When you learn this to service them. You don't learn this to look down at them. And it was interesting to me because he also had not accepted the knowledge, but he understood so much more about it and was more mature about it than I was. So that struck me. And I used to get into debates with a bunch of the 5%ers in school because they didn't have better grades than I did. And I'm like, how are you God? You know what I'm saying? And you don't even get better grades than me. I'm like, Jesus Christ, shut up, I'm gonna go eat this pork chop, you stupid. You know what I mean? And we used to go back and forth. Like, we were friends, we grew up together, so they weren't offended, it was funny. And for me, I was, I suppose, a challenge. You understand what I'm saying? Especially when I come back from college years later, after having accepted the knowledge, walking up on them talking about peace to the God. You understand what I'm saying? So it even happened for me like that in school. You know, I was in a cipher, this brother named Universal and a brother named Infinite. Infinite was from Now Just, and Universal was from Durham, North Carolina. I went to North Carolina Central. And we were in a cipher one day and Universal was building, as we always did. I had the black facts down, so I'm dropping my black facts, you know, and I think I know something because I got all this history. And the brother starts building, but he's speaking mathematics. And I'm cutting him off. He's like, yo, Mo, my nickname was Mo, why you can't cut my wisdom like that? Why you cutting my wisdom? And I was like, what's wise about what you saying when the only people that understand it is you and Infinite? Nobody know what you're talking about. And Universal said, you're right. And it stopped me in my tracks because the 5%er told me I was right. And it made me listen to him. Wisdom, equality, all being born to build or destroy, Today's mathematics, right? But I listened to him because he listened to me. You know, then there was a brother named Kasim God Allah whom I knew as Baron, who was from Medina. He told me Medina was Brooklyn. And he asked me if I knew Supreme Mathematics. So I said, yeah. I said, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, right? Culture, freedom, power, refinement, equality, God, build or destroy, Born's our cipher. And he said, yo, that's a brand Nubian song. That's not Supreme Mathematics. I said, but that's how I learned it. And he said, well, you learned it. He said, now you need to learn what it is. Take the hour out. You got it, but you need to really learn and study what it is. And at that point, I was intrigued. I went back home. Financial situation messed up. I ended up back home, and I ran into, you know, True King, who became my enlightener, who told me I was too old for this. So he gave me basically the breakdown of King. He changed my name, gave me the manifestation of King, and told me to go get the rest on my own. So I knowledge Supreme Math and Supreme Alphabets, came back to him and manifest my name and showed him that I knew math and alphabets. And he told me to go ahead and get student enrollment.
If Mecca did this.